Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Influence. Thank you for joining me today. I got FansToys FT-47 Rig, which is their Huffer, and I like it. It's great. It's a great representation. It's definitely cartoon accurate. I don't like the shoulders. Let's just get that out the way. I mean, that's cartoon accurate. This is one time when I think cartoon accuracy wouldn't work or shouldn't work. But I mean, if you want a representation on screen, this is it, and I knock him out. And you see, he's a steady bot. So let's get into it. No fiddliness, no nothing. Just a chunk of honk. Not just die cast, but you can see. And that's one of the issues. He is a little back heavy, or not a little bit. He's a lot back heavy. So I can't ever, when he stands straight up, it's kind of hard to get him to stand. I mean, it lends itself to the character and the way he looks. It gives a little dynamic pose to him. But if you just try to straight up and down, I mean, I don't know why you're posing your figure straight up and down anyway, but some people like that. So if you straight up and down him, he's a little back heavy. It's somewhat my table too, but you can get him to stand up like that. But I think he actually looks better with the more dynamic pose. So yeah, let's talk about his accessories. Let's get this back here. So he comes with these 3 guns. I just have them together because you can put them together and they can hook on to the up mode. So you have this gun. I think it's nice gray. I believe it's painted. I'm not sure. It could just be gray plastic, but it's their kind of, you know, it's like it's nice plastic. More stuff for FansToys. You have these identical guns and their handles pop up or go down in order to have them in his hand. Oh, they're not identical. What am I talking about? They're 2 different molds. I don't know why I didn't even notice that. Man, I'm lacking. Yeah, I thought they were identical this whole time. I've been like playing with the figure, messing with the figure. Transformation is great. I love what they did. I love it's refreshing transformation for Huffer. I don't think I've seen it before. Got a card, of course, cards. And you get an extra head. Head's nice. It's like a, oh no head. And that's it for accessories, which I'm cool with. I don't use half the accessories anyway. You also have the book. Book was great. I used the book. It was fine. There's a couple places that I didn't know what was going on. I will let you know those places. So here we got the box, normal FansToys box, normal mini box. Got all the pictures in the back. Got them with the mini bots, some of the mini bots, and I'll compare them in a second. I think I'm gonna start going over like some of the issues first that I have with the bot. Again, the shoulders, that's aesthetic, that's subjective. If you like that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with the shoulders as far as function, but I just don't like the shoulders because it's accurate. It's screen accurate, very screen accurate. Show him next to his G1 counterpart. Now, I do have some paint issues, of course, because it wouldn't be a well-painted FansToys figure without a little bit of paint issues, and that's kind of the cost to be the boss. Like that. Those paint, when you paint everything, it's just what happens when pieces rub together. There's a little marring there. I don't know if I did that, if it came from the factory like that, where it's not painted enough or what. I'm not sure. There's a little discolorization right there. That could be all this with the paint could be subjective to my piece. I think that's pretty much it for where I had issues. I had some issues in here that looks like I don't know, look kind of chewed up. I mean, that's nitpicking, and that's stuff that once you see, you can't unsee. But if you don't see it, maybe I shouldn't have said anything, so maybe you won't want to look at yours there. I don't know. But, you know, once you see something, you can't unsee it. So I just look and I see it's kind of like chewed up. But that's really, really minor. That's a minor nitpick. Like I said, my biggest, this is great. It's full of diecast, of course. But my biggest gripe with this is a subjective one, which is these shoulders. Which I already said probably like 15 times. Again, if I ain't like shoulders, why buy it? Because I like the character and I think it's representative of the character. So there's that. And he's a robot and his shoulders can be wherever he wants them to be. They don't have to be human shoulders. Then you have Brawn coming in. And you have Beachcomber coming in. So there he is with some other mini bots from FansToys. And they look great. They look great together. Great figures. Nothing I can say about it. We can go over some of the accessories, even though I already showed the accessories. He does have a different system where it like plugs into his hand. And that can sometimes get tedious to do. But once you do it, it's a good fit. These aren't as bad. This one, I mean, these guns aren't as bad. It's the big gun that I have trouble with getting into his hand. Again, once you get them in his hand, they don't go anywhere. Okay, I think you get the point. They don't go anywhere. So now he's like 2 guns up. Peg. But again, like I said before, it's harder to get it in there for me anyway on mine. You can do it. It's just not easy. This if you want, and then he can hold it like he's on guard. You have that. It's hard to get in. So I just didn't want to push it in. Then his head. There's no difference, just his mouth. But then you can see the face that comes with him. So that's nice. He can spin all the way around. Of course, his cab gets in the way. What can you do? It's always been that. Shoulders go up about this much. He does have some limited articulation, which seems to be the par for FansToys mini bots for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they're just hard. I don't know. Maybe they're harder to design or they're Russian. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know why they couldn't. But it goes up about that far. I mean, these aren't bad. He probably could have got a shoulder out more, but it probably would have hindered the transformation too. Then you can spin it all the way around. It's on soft ratchets, but those ratchets feel great. Like the arm feels great. That's the difference. Like that's the difference when people ask about FansToys. Like they do have misses, but just everything feels solid, feels great. This is limited, not only 90 degrees, no double joint. Again, he has limited, his hands spin around, but he has limited fingers. They're just like this, and they're all on the same hand, and his thumb doesn't move. So that's very limited compared to their, bigger bots. And you have these skirts that can go up a tad bit. I don't know if they go up anymore. Back ones don't go up. These go up about that much. And you can get kind of the splits about as far as you want him to go, unless he's trying to do some acrobatics. He does have this one. This doesn't bother me, but I know it does bother some people. Is one skirt. Again, I don't know why they couldn't just cut it. So that's kind of a negative. even though it's not bothering me. I know it bothers a lot of collectors, and I can understand why, because when you put one leg up, then the whole skirt has to be up. I'm not a great poser of figures. Maybe that's why it doesn't bother me. But again, I understand why it bothers some collectors, because you have the leg up. If you don't want this leg up, then it's showing all his bits. So there you go. So you come down. He has a swivel built into the top, and it's like all the way around. It's a big swivel. And he has not double jointed, but they do get you more than 90 degrees, but just a couple clicks more. And they're nice ratchet, nice tolerance ratchet too. No wobble in the knee. You got the foot. The foot goes like that. Does have a good rocker. Doesn't really go down. No toe tilt or no toe back. So that's limited. So yeah, again, he does have some limitations in the articulation department. And that seems to be on par for FansToys mini bots, which I don't think is great. They should get their articulation up. All right, so we can get into transformation of this guy. I think that's it. I mean, this stuff back here doesn't really do anything. It's really just stored. And you see the back, it's pretty clean besides his backpack, but that's always been his backpack. I don't know if people wanted it to be changed or what. But let's get into transformation. First, you want to move these feet like this. Like I said, I love this transformation. I think it's kind of it's different and it's peculiar. Like I never seen Huffer done like this. Then you pull this. Wait, where I'm pulling. Spin this around like this. You might as well get this out. You can get this out. Get this out like that. Now get this out. Get this out like that. Now you want to pull that like that. Pull this like this. And you can spin this around. Once you spin that around, because of pulling this out, you should be able to accordion these legs up. So I accordion them all the way up. This bar right here goes all the way up, and like that. You can close that for now, and you can move this like this. Same thing over here, just accordion it up all the way, close that, move this up like this. So you have it like this. And this actually becomes the front of the truck, which I've never seen done before. Usually it's just fold this over and it's the truck. So I think that's great that they did something new. Now you want to flip these up. Flip these up. Cut my nails tonight, people. Now this is where I got confused. I was trying for like 20 minutes to pull this chest out. Supposed to pull this chest out. I was trying for like 20 minutes. You can turn his head around too if you want to reveal so he doesn't have a visible face. But yeah, I was trying to pull this chest out because I skipped the part where it said to pull these arms out. So you need to pull these arms out first. And they are pretty tight. So you just pull them down like that. Then this one, pull down like that. This one over here is less tight than this one. Now what you want to do, you can pull this out. And see, this chest comes out with no problem. Pull it out, bend it up. It bends so it's flat. You pull these wheels out like this. Wait, let them snap into place. Then they come down here. Now you have a peg here, pegs into there. You have some pegs right here. These two pegs that peg into the back of the legs. And it's pretty tight. You just get that Show it from this side. And that rubs a little bit. It is the back, so it won't be seen if it does some damage. Meaning that peg, like you knew what I was talking about. There we go. Goes in. And when it's in how it's supposed to be, you can see it's minimum space. And it kind of lines this up how it should be. So then you can just move this back down. Move this back down. These. Move this up. Now you just want to get all this unfurled. All this unfurled, not his arm. His arm just got to get out the way. There's a peg that goes into there like that, and then there's a peg on this side that seems to came out, but it's usually into this part. So it can get a little tricky, but you just want to pull this out, and then pull it up. You can move this out here. Like I said, it's kind of intuitive. It looks like a bunch of mess, but it's intuitive. So you pull all this out. You just want to unfurl everything. Even going back, it's pretty intuitive when you fold it up. There are a couple tricky parts, but we'll get to that. Then you want to pull this out of here like this. Get this out. You can't see that. There we go. That can get a little tight, and be careful. And there's a slit there that goes into, does it go in there? No, it doesn't. It's just this peg here. And this peg does have some paint scrape, and it like sits into here, which has some paint scrape. You can't really see it once it's in there, but just noting it. And you can get this too, and just get it all out like this. You want to put the truck, just start forming the truck. This goes in there. It's 2 pegs, and it's 2 peg holes on the side of the legs. Well, they were the legs, they were the feet, but they're in there. Make sure this doesn't fall, because sometimes it does. See if I can. There we go. And you might have to maneuver some of this stuff too while you're doing it. And you can maneuver this down here. Now you want to fold this all up. Fold that up, pull this up like this, then pull these out, because then you want to kind of lift this up. So that comes out like that, and then you can push these all the way in, and they go around. They should clear everything now, except it does scrape right here. You got to get past that. Do this one over here. You can see what I'm talking about right there, but you can't get past it. You get past it, and then you can move this back down here. It's supposed to go like that, then move this back down, and then this goes around here. And pegs in right there, and on the lights, kind of. Kind of at the home stretch now. You're going to do, you can move them into here like this, move them around anyway. Now move them around like this, and then you can get them situated up in here. This right here, all this, you kind of like, it's on some hinges. I'm going to try to like get it these like this, so you know you have this part kind of straight. And you can move these down and get these in here like this. There's a peg there, of course, that same peg, and then there's that that goes into a little slice of the windshield. and get cumbersome at times because you're trying to get everything in at once. And there we go. Then you got to get this side too, so you got to kind of lift it up. And those little tabs, they got to go around the windshield. There we go. And then with these hands, you just want to I try to get this in here so you can't see the bend in the elbow, but then you can get the fist like this, so it kind of matches the stack. Then you move this so it's uniform, and then you can move this piece over top. You can push those in so they're underneath, so they're out the way. In this truck, you gotta push it down and make sure these go into here. I just realized I didn't have it like that. Then it'll sit a little better. It's probably why I was having trouble with this up here. And these, I mean, I like it like this. I guess you can have them any way you want to. They show, I think they show it like this maybe, with the thing inside. I don't know. Maybe the thumb inside. I don't even know if it fits like that. Oh, it does fit. I don't know. They show it kind of like that. To me, you can have it any way. Like smokestacks. And I couldn't really tell. I knew these moved, but I couldn't really tell why. But then once you transform it and you figure out that it's hitting the ground and the way it looks, I didn't really see it in the directions. Just to, you know, just to make that known. So yeah, here you go. Here's Huffer. Got blue windows. I don't know if I like the blue windows. It's probably accurate. I don't know. Yeah, I'll show it on screen. Got the blue lights here. Grill. Again, like I said, I like the way they did this. It's super different. Underneath, you can see is the back of his head, but that's pretty much it. It kind of looks like a flatbed, you know, like the frame of the car underneath, which I think is great. Got all this back here, this detailing. This hitch, I don't have Optimus Prime's trailer, but it probably, I would bet on it that it hitches. I know they don't leave no stone unturned. Wheels are rubber, nice rims. This one doesn't roll as great. This one rolls better. These roll great. This one's a little stuck, I don't know why. But it doesn't seem like it would be an issue because it still rolls. It just gets stuck sometimes. So if you don't put no pressure on it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so it rolls, it's fine. You got the back, looks like the back of a truck. Mud flaps and stuff like that. Pipes, of course. I can't wait to see their pipes, to see what now I think he looks great because I like his design better than Huffer. I think that's it though. Well, let's get for the weapons. You can just fold this down. I had it earlier. Just plug this in the air, fold this down, plug this into here. And then there's a little clip right there that this hitch clips on. And then you can move it like this if you want. And there we go. So in tradition, going back to robot mode. Flip these out. These kind of go back in. You gotta situate them correctly and put them up like at the same time, but then they meet, kind of holds them in place too. You get these out like this, flip this. You won't forget that once you see the arms in robot mode, but just doing it. Flip this, got it like this. Then I bend this up, pull this up. There's a slider. That's the slider I almost forgot that you had to push down in order to get these tabs in there. So once you do that, then you can work on these back tires, getting them together. Move this up, push this down like this so it's in there like that. You can flip these wheels around, flip them out like that. And there they go. They can stay like this. And you move this down, and this will eventually be like this. You can move these out. You probably won't forget though. So, I mean, then I move this, pull this up, move these wheels in and like that, accordion it up and down. Make sure these are up. You push this in here like this. Now you gotta get these wheels straight so they go into the back. See how they're a little pointed in? So you just wanna situate them, you know, like that. It's common sense stuff. Make sure these aren't up. Don't be like me. You can turn his head around now just because it's easier when this is like that. Then move this up. Kind of get it in place. Move this up, get it in place. Move this down, move this down. And there's pegs on the, or peg holes on the back that these little pegs go into, which is extra. Supposed to be extra. I didn't have that in right. That's my fault. Make sure this is all the way up and both those pegs go in. And that keeps it up even if this peg that pegs this in fails, because it does feel soft after a few pegs, after the initial time that you get it out. You know how that goes. It's probably because it's painted and some of the paint's coming off the peg. So it gets a little loose. So then you just want to get all this stuff out. I mean, it's like intuitive and common sense stuff to go back. Get that out like that. Get this out. You can kind of move that out as it gets easier. Don't forget about that peg. Sometimes I almost forget. And then you can get this out of here. Then you can just leave this for now and get the legs together. Easy. Just accordion them up again and then lock them once they are all the way. Make sure they're all the way. Then you can lock them. You just move this down, down, spin this around. Good to go. Over here. Again, make sure it's all the way. You can plug that in. Move this down, down, spin that around. Then spin the whole waist to get him correctly oriented. And now this, it kind of looks like a mess, but it Even this is intuitive because you see the little gap there. You know, this goes here and it kind of plugs in tightly. I think it's friction, but then you can move this up like that. And now you just bend these like this. Get this, bend this back, bend this back, bend this out here. Then these go in here. You can move this up because there are some, you can't even see that. There are some peg holes right here to peg in there. So you can just lift this up like this and it gets easier to get these in. There we go. There we go. Then move this back down. Forms like the top of the truck. It's a little cleaner. And then this goes up in there like that and you're done. Get this right. Get this right. And there we go. And again, gotta get his legs correct. We got FansToys Huffer here, which is FT-47 Rig. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever else you want to do. Or if you don't want to do any of that, it's fine. I appreciate you watching. And I will get over with y'all in another video. Peace.
Life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.